Hello, 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 candle lovers. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg, and this is all about candles. I've got a review for you today from Bath & Body Works, so let's just get right into it. This candle was a real surprise for me, and as far as like new candles for fall, as far as Bath & Body Works goes, I think this is my like pleasant surprise of the season. This is sugared lemon and spice. It came out in the Neutrals line. There were two brand new fragrances in this round of Neutrals candles for fall. One of them was cranberry and gala apple, and one of them was sugared lemon and spice. And they're both candles that I kept picking up in the store and couldn't quite decide if I wanted to pull the trigger or not. Cranberry and gala apple, ultimately I passed on. I wasn't seeing great reviews about it, but this one really intrigued me, and I smelled it a couple of times in store. Placed an online order a couple of weeks ago when there was a sale and decided to just go for it, and I'm really glad I did. I really like this one, which is a surprise. This type of candle is usually not up my alley. The scent notes on here are lemon zest, fresh cardamom, and sugared ginger. Now, this does absolutely smell like a mashup of their sugared lemon zest candle, which has been around for a really long time. It smells like that candle with like your very sort of usual suspects kitchen spice fall Bath & Body Works blend thrown in there as well. But I feel like it's really nicely balanced and it just works. Something about this one for me just works. Cardamom is really known for being quite warm, a little bit spicy, slightly sweet, and you already do sometimes pick up a little bit of a lemony vibe from cardamom, and so I think that also helps make this a good blend. I get a little bit of like a camphor in there as well, and cinnamon as well. Definitely cinnamon. It's like a very cinnamon nutmeggy sort of blend of kitchen spices, but the cardamom is sort of front and center in that spice blend, if that makes any sense. And the top note is definitely like a sugary lemon. The mid notes are those spices. I'd say that that spice blend and the cardamom makes up the majority of this candle. And then on the bottom, there is sort of a slightly sharp but also smooth ginger note to it. It's not a really spicy, sharp ginger note, but you definitely do detect it in there. It's almost, I'd say that it's more like, you know how you can get those little pieces of like sugared ginger, like dried ginger that's been sugared? That really is like this candle in a nutshell to me. If you took that candied ginger and rolled it around in a bunch of kitchen spices with a squirt of lemon juice, that's what you get in this. And it's a really nicely balanced fragrance. And I also kind of feel like the gourmand lovers could get into this one as well. I think Bath & Body Works could have named this like a spiced lemon square, a spiced lemon tart, something like that. There isn't a bakery note in this. There's not like a doughiness or a starchiness at all. I think that it is a nice, sort of more mature, lemony, zesty, spicy candle. Okay, now moving on to performance, there is some good news and there is some maybe not so good news. I burned it all the way down to the wick nickels until it extinguished itself. This candle was strong and the throw was really good. From the second that you lit this candle, well, not the second, but 5 minutes into lighting this candle, even off of the first burn, it was projecting. Now, usually I kind of associate strength and throw as the same number and the same rating because usually they are. I'd say that the strength on this candle was an 8 in a more more medium to large space. So in my bedroom, I'd say it was an 8. In my more open area, I'd say that it was about a 7.5. However, no matter where I put this candle, it was a 9 for throw. So I couldn't have really any other candles burning in my house unless I was purposefully blending them together, because the throw on this candle, like oftentimes I'll have one candle going in my living area, one candle going in my bedroom. I didn't need to do that with this one. If I lit this one in my bedroom, I could smell it in my living area, in the main bathroom, in the kitchen, everywhere. And if I had it in my living area, I could smell it in my bedroom. So strength was really good and throw was even better. This scent traveled, really traveled, and it did linger a bit too. I didn't find it cloying. I actually thought it was really lovely, and it was kind of nice just having one candle burning and having that be enough to sort of smell throughout like the main area of my place. I really like this one. The only sort of drawback and or feedback for this candle is that it burned hot and fast. It had the thick ropey wicks on it, but they performed like they were the thin core wicks. You know what I mean? Like even after the first burn, this candle burned hot and fast. It pooled out really quick, and it had to be kept to like a 2-hour burn. Absolutely. And it never dudded out. It never had any issues like that. Once again, thick ropey wicks. It would pool out so fast and be scenting up my whole space so quickly. However, I feel like after an hour or an hour and a half, I'd turn around and look at it and the flames would just be going off, like, go off, girl. And I did see it sitting a couple of times as well. And so I found that this had to be kept to a 2-hour burn. And, you know, a 2-hour burn for this kind of strength and throw is okay. Because honestly, after about 2 hours, I was a little bit like, I've really enjoyed this, but maybe it's time to move on to something else. You know, this candle definitely had a presence about it. I really, really, really liked it. However, I definitely found that it needed to be kept to 2 hours, or else this jar just got so hot. Like, this candle just heated up so quickly. And then when it got down to like the last little bit, I kind of just let it go off and extinguish itself, and it was fine. I don't remember the last time that I told you that a Bath and Body Works candle burned this well from like top to bottom. Now, my perception of well might be a bit different from other people's. If you have absolutely zero tolerance for having to limit a candle to a 2-hour burn, or perhaps catching it sooting a little bit once in a while, this might not be for you. There was nothing I could do to control the crazy flames and the heat coming off of this candle. I would trim those wicks down to little nubs, and within an hour and a half, it was just living its best life, let me tell you. And I really enjoyed it. I was living my best life with it. Sugared lemon and spice. For me, this is a winner, you guys, and I am gonna repurchase it. I'm gonna need to get at least 1 or 2 more of these. I think that this was a really interesting sort of twist on a fall fragrance. I think that it's something that stands out to me a little bit amongst this lineup, or in general the lineup that fall Bath and Body Works candles do. This one stood out to me and it performed really well. Would I recommend it? I would absolutely recommend it, as long as you're okay with everything that you just heard me say in this review. You know, 2-hour burns, it burns hot and vicious. You gotta trim those wicks. It's gonna travel throughout your living area. If you're okay with all that, I'd recommend this one. I feel like I might be standing out all by myself here, because I've not seen many reviews for this. I've not seen many people hauling this candle. In fact, I don't think I've seen any reviews for it. And so this candle doesn't seem to be turning anybody else on, but it definitely did the trick for me, folks. If you're in the store and you can give this a sniff, I'd maybe give it a couple more sniffs on cold and see what you think, because my opinion on it from my first cold sniff definitely changed, right? Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed it. And that's all I have for you today. Sugared lemon and spice from Bath and Body Works. Get into it. If you are one of the other few people who have purchased and burned this candle, please let me know in the comments below what your experience with it was like. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm gonna be back tomorrow with a candle haul for you. You'll have to wait and see which brand it's going to be. So until next time, my dear candle loving friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Thanks, folks. Bye now.